Welcome back to our video lecture. Today we are going to discuss how to solve second order linear differential equations about singular points using Frobenius methods. So we know that to solve linear differential equations we cannot apply power series method directly about the singular points. In this case x equals to 0 is a regular singular points. So we use Frobenius methods. Frobenius method is an extension of power series methods. To solve the given differential equation, we consider a power series, say y equal to summation of n equal to 0 to infinity Cn x power n plus r. This series we also can write as y equal to x power r summation of n equal to 0 to infinity Cn x to the power n. So our given differential equation is second order, so you have to find y prime using y equal to summation of n equal to 0 to infinity Cn x power n plus r. So y prime is equals to n plus r Cn x power n plus r minus 1. So our second derivative y double prime is equals to, we find the derivative for this one, so n plus r minus 1 Cn x power n plus r minus 2. Now we put y prime, y double prime and y in our given equation. So our given equation is this one, x y double prime 2y prime minus xy equals to 0. So when we put y double prime equals to this one in this equation, then multiply by x. We know that when we multiply by x the power should be added. So we get n equal to 0 to infinity n plus r minus 1 Cn x plus x power n plus r minus 1. Because we multiply by x, that's why the power is n plus r minus 1. That means n plus r minus 1. So the power 1 reduced, and here 2 is 2. Then we put just y prime here, and here we have given minus xy, so our y is this one. So when we multiply this one by x, then the power will be n plus r plus 1. So that's why this one come n equal to 0 to infinity Cn x power n plus r plus 1, because we multiply by x. Now our given equation become like this. So we can see here, when we put n equal to 0 here, then it will be x power n plus r minus 1. So n will be 0, that means r minus 1. So the summation related to n, so we can take out x power r outside. So you can take out here x power r outside. Then we take this one n plus r plus 1 Cn x power n minus 1. We take out x power n. Before this, in this second line, we can see here, this is Cn, this is x power n plus r minus 1, this is Cn x power n plus r minus 1. So we take common Cn x power n plus r minus 1. Then here we get n plus r minus 1, and here we get plus 2. That's why we get n plus r minus 1 plus 2. So this one remain unchanged. Now you can see here, when we simplify, this one become n plus r plus 1. So Cn x power n minus 1. Since the summation related to n, we take out x power r outside from both series. So here x power r we take out. Now when we put n equal to 0 in this series, we can see the power of x become negative. That's why we take out one term from this series. So When we put n equal to 0 here, we get r plus 1, c0 x power minus 1. We take this term from this series. So then this series start from n equal to 1 to infinity, because n equal to 0 we take out. Then this one same as before. Now you can see in this series the x power is n minus 1, here the series x power is n plus 1. So you have to make the same power of x. That's why for the first series we consider n minus 1 equal to k. In second series we consider n plus 1 equal to k. Then both series the power become x power k. So when n started from 1, then k started from 0. That's why the series started from k started from 0 until infinity. Here we put n equal to k plus 1. Here we put n equal to k plus 1. So we get this. Similarly here n equal to 0 to infinity, but for second series we consider n plus 1 equal to k. So when n started from 0, k started from 1. That's why we write here k equal to 1 to infinity. Now we simplify this one. So we can see here in this series k started from 0 to infinity, here k started from 1 to infinity. So we have to make both series started from same number. That's why from this series we take out one term. That means we put k equal to 0, that term we take out. So this one same as before. So this one we put k equal to 0 here. Then we get r plus 1, r plus 2, c1 x power 0 is 1. There is no x now. Now this one, the rest from this series. So that means k started from 1 until infinity. So this one same series as before. Now you can see here our both series started from k equal to 1 to infinity, k equal to 1 to infinity, and the x power is k, x power is k. So you have to make sure the series started from same number and the power of the series always same. Then we can stop simplifying. Now we are here. Now you can see here this whole series, this is equal to 0, means that we can say the coefficient of this one also 0, this one also 0, we can say this whole series also 0. So we know that for the initial equation we always choose the lowest power of x. Here the lowest power of x is minus 1. That's why this equation we call initial equation. And this initial equation is r into r plus 1. That's why our initial roots is r equal to 0, r equal to minus 1. So from this one we also consider this one equal to 0. So that means r plus 1, r plus 2, c1 equal to 0. This one gives c1 also 0, because c1 equal to 0 by r plus 1, r plus 2. So r is constant, so 0 by any constant is equal to 0. That means c1 equal to 0 here. From these two we can get, say k plus 1 plus r k plus 1 r, k plus r plus 2, ck plus 1 x to the power k is equals to, here we have to take the coefficient of x to the power k. This one is equal to, when we bring this term in the right side it will be positive, ck minus 1. So that means ck plus 1 equal to, we divide this one, this coefficient by this one. We divide by this one. That means our ck plus 1 by k plus 1 plus r, k plus r plus 2, ck minus 1 come from this series. In the left side this is negative, that's why when it's become right side it's become positive. Now we already get the initial roots r equal to 0, r equal to minus 1, and we also get the general component c1 equal to 0, and this is a general recurrence relation. So in this relation we have to put r equal to 0, r equal to minus 1 to get the recurrence relation for r equal to 0, r equal to minus 1. So c1 equal to 0 we can apply for both r equal to 0 series, r equal to minus 1 series. So now we already get our initial roots r equal to 0, r equal to minus 1, and we also get here c1 equal to 0, and we get a general recurrence relation. So now we will find the series for r equal to 0 and r equal to minus 1. So when r equal to 0, the general recurrence relation, this one, here we put r equal to 0, then we get ck plus 1 equals to 1 by k plus 1, k plus 2, ck minus 1. Here k started from 1. When we put k equal to 1, we get c2 equals to 1 by 2 times 3 c naught, that means factorial 3, 1 by factorial 3 c naught, but our c1 is already 0. Here we get c1 is 0, that means we get c3 also 0, c5 also 0, c7 also 0. Now when we put k equal to 3, we get c4. c4 is equals to 1 by 20 c2. We already get c2, so we put c2 here, then we get 1 by factorial 5 c naught. Similarly, c5 0, c7 0, c9 0. So our c6 is 1 by 7, 1 by factorial 7 c0. We have c0, so that means in this way we can find c2n equal to 1 by 2n plus 1 factorial c naught. That means here odd number of c1, c3, c5, 0, and we get the answer c2, c4, c6 in terms of c naught. So finally our series solution is here y1 equals to summation of n equal to 0 to infinity cn x power n plus r. Here our c1, c3, c5, 0, so you put the value for c2, c4, c6. Then we get c naught 1 by factorial 3 c naught x square 1 by factorial 5 c naught x power 4 1 by factorial 7 c naught x inverse. If you keep the answer this way also okay, but if possible make it n term solution. That means finally we can write y1 equal to, we take common c naught, n equal to 0 to infinity, because we can see here the n terms come 2n plus 1 factorial x power 2n. Here we put n equal to 0, we get the first term. When we put n equal to, we get the second term, third term, fourth term. Now we'll find the second series solution. I already mentioned that this is case 2 because our r is 0, another r is minus 1. That means 0 minus 1 equals to r1. But when case 2, that means the difference between initial equation is an integer, we may get the second series solution, or sometimes we cannot get the linearly independent second series solution. Here we can see first we get the second series solution or not. So in the recurrence relation, here we put r equals to minus 1, then we get ck plus 1 equals to 1 by k plus 1 ck minus 1, where k started from 1, 2, 3, infinity. So when we put r equal to minus 1 in our general recurrence relation, we get the new recurrence relation for r equal to minus 1, that is 1 by k plus 1. So when we put k equal to 1, we get c2 equal to half c naught. That means half means we can write 1 by factorial 2. c3 equals to 0 because our C1 is 0. So C24 equal to 1 by 3 times 4, that means 12. So we can write this one C2 equal to 1 by factorial 2 C0. So finally we can write C4 is equal to 1 by factorial 4 C0. C5 is 0 because our C1 is 0, C3 is 0. So similarly C7, C9 all odd numbers are 0. So now C6, that means we put K equal to 5, we get 1 by factorial 6 C0. So that means we get all the odd numbers for C and 0, and even number for C we get in terms of C0. So finally we get our second series solution is look like this. Here r equal to -1, I put r equal to -1, I put C0, C1, C2, C3, C4, C5. So our C0 is any constant. So our C1 is 0, that's why no more these terms, only C2 is equal to 1 by factorial 2 C0, C3 is 0, C4 equals to 1 by factorial 4 C0, C5 is 0. So finally we get this series. So when we take common C0, then we get this one. This one we can write in terms of n terms, but if you cannot write in terms of n, no problem. You can keep the series like this. So our general solution will be y equal to C1 y1x plus C2 y2x. So this here C1 means our C0, here our C2 means this C0. C0s or any arbitrary constant. So that means here we can write the general solution as C1 summation of n equal to 0 to infinity 1 by factorial 2n plus 1 x power 2n 1 by x. C2 summation of n equals 0 to infinity 1 by factorial 2n x power 2n. But if you want to write common 1 by x, that's why I take common 1 by x, but there is no 1 by x, that's why I put x power 2n plus 1. So this is our general solution. So let us consider another example. You can see here x y double prime minus x y prime plus y equal to 0. We use the same procedure. So we consider a series y equal to n equal y equal to summation of n equal to 0 to infinity cn x power n plus r. So as our given equation is second order, so we find 2 times derivative. So y prime equals to n plus r cn x power n plus r minus 1. Y double prime equals to summation of n equal to 0 to infinity n plus r minus 1 cn x power n plus r minus 2. So you put y prime, y double prime in the given differential equations. So the given equation becomes now summation of n equal to 0 to infinity n plus r minus 1 cn x power n plus r minus 1. This is double prime, but in the double prime we have to multiply by x, that's why the powers become n plus r minus 1. And here minus x y prime, so in our y prime is this, so this one we multiply by x, that's why the power become x power n plus r here. And here plus y, that's just we put y. Now we can see here this one x power n plus r minus 1, but these two same power n plus r. So we take common cn x power n plus r from these two series. Now it's become n plus r minus 1 n plus r minus 1 cn x power n plus r. So now we can see here in this series, when we put n equal to 0, then this one become x power r minus 1. So we can take out x power r outside, then we get only x power minus 1 here. That means when the power become negative, we have to take out that term from the series. That's why from this series we take out one term, n equal to zeros, then we get this one. So now when n equal to 0, we get this. Then here the series started from n equal to 1. Now here also can see this is same as before, nothing changed. Now we see here in the first series the power of x is n minus 1, in the second series the power of x is n. So we consider n minus 1 equal to k for the first series and consider n equal to k for the second series to make it same power. So when n equal to 1, k started from 0, here n started from 0 means k also started from 0 because n equal to k. So now we get this one same as before. Here k started from 0 to infinity, we put n equal to k plus 1. Here we put n equal to k. Now we can see here x power k same, but here this series started from 0 to infinity, this series started from 0 to infinity, so we no need to take out any term. Now from this series we have to find out our initial roots and we have to find out our initial equations. So here the lowest terms is x power minus 1, so we consider the coefficient of these terms is r into r minus 1 equal to 0. That means this is our initial equation. From this equation we get r equal to 0, r equal to 1. So from this relation we have to make this relation is equal to 0. That means here this one come in the right side. So we can say that ck plus 1 equals to k plus r minus 1 divided by k plus 1 plus r, k plus r. So that means this is our general recurrence relation, this is our roots, r equal to 0, r equal to 1. Now we will find a series solution for r equal to 0, r equal to 1. So we have to find a new recurrence relation for r equal to 0 and r equal to 1. First we consider r equal to 1, so we put in this recurrence relation r equal to 1. Then we get ck plus 1 equal to k by k plus 2k plus 1 ck. Here k started from 0 because our series started from 0. So now when we put k equal to 0 we get c1 equal to 0. When we put k equal to 1, we get c2 equal to 2 by 6, c1. When we put k equal to 2, we get c3 equal to 0, c4 equal to 0. That means we get only c2 0, c3 0, c4 0, all are 0. So that means we get only c0. That means in the series we can get. So when we put C0, C1, C2, C3 in this series, we get Y1 equal to only C0 x because our C2, C3, C4 are 0. Now we will find the recurrence relation for r equal to 0, putting r equal to 0 in this recurrence relation. Now we get the new recurrence relation for r equal to 0, ck plus 1 equal to k minus 1, k plus 1 k. So when we put here k equal to 0, we get c1 equals to minus 1 by 0. That means this is undefined. That means for r equal to 0, we cannot get linearly independent series solution. So that means in that case our Frobenius method is failed to give a second series solution. So you have to use reduction of order, as we already know one series solution y1. So that means to find the second series solution we cannot use Frobenius methods, we have to use reduction of order. Now we use reduction of order here. So this is our given equation. We make it standard form y double prime minus y prime plus 1 by x, y equal to 0. Here p is equal to minus 1. So we know that for the reduction of order the formula is y2 equal to y1 integration of integrating factor here minus 1 p e power minus integration of p dx divided by y1 square, the whole things again integration. Now we put our y1 x, we keep here, then we put our p equals to minus 1, that means the integration of px equals to e power x. Now we have put here y1 equal to c naught x, so y1 square equal to c naught square x square. So our y1 x equals to c naught x, so I take out c naught square outside. So that means we get here e power x by, here we get e power x by x square. So we know that e power x equals to 1 plus x square by factorial 2 x cube by factorial 3 x 4 by factorial 4 x 5 by factorial 5. So we just put here the series of e power x, then x divide by x square. So finally we get the series is look like this. Now we integrate this one with respect to x. When we integrate 1 by x square we get minus 1 by x. When we integrate 1 by x we get ln x. When we integrate 1 by factorial 2 we get x. When we integrate x square by factorial 4 we get x cube by factorial 4 then 2. That means finally we get c1, so we multiply by x, then we get c1 into this. That means our general solution is y equal to c naught x, that means y1 x plus c1 y2, here y2 is this. So that means in this case we cannot apply Frobenius methods, we have to use reduction of order to get the second series solution. So this confirms that we cannot get always two linearly independent series solution for case number 2. That means when the difference between two initial roots become integers. So thank you very much.